Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about how to run Metastock from within Linux. This is a standard Ubuntu Hardy Heron setup, and the software we need is VirtualBox. VirtualBox is a software that virtualizes a second operating system to work on top of your host Linux operating system. In this case, I've already installed Windows XP and it's ready to run. So let's start it up. For many of us chartists, a lot of the good charting software tends to be written for the Windows platform instead of Linux. With this VirtualBox software, it opens up many opportunities for us to use Linux and also to be able to access our favorite charting software. Users of software like TradeStation, Advanced Get, and Metastock will find this method very useful. So let's wait for a moment to get the system started up. Okay, what is interesting about this is that there are two systems concurrently running at the same time. So when I minimize this control screen, you will notice that there is a blue bar at the bottom of the screen. This blue bar is exactly the same as what you will get in the Windows XP setup. And when you move it up, you will see the software is exactly the same as in Windows XP. Okay, at the same time, if you move to the top of the screen, you can access Linux software and they'll both run together. Let's have an example. I'll start a calculator from within Linux, and you can see that the calculator has started and the top bar of it is brown. But when I start Metastock from the Windows bar, okay, let's have a look at it. Okay, this is version 8 of Metastock. Once it's started up, the top bar is blue. So when I move it around, you can see that both can coexist together. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. What's next is for Windows. Let's open up some software. Some charts. Okay, let's open up an airlines company from my home country. Okay, and you will see that the chart has loaded fairly quickly. Some of you will say, well, I don't like to use a virtualization software that limits me to just the small screen inside Linux. No problem. Just click on this maximize button here. Boom. What you get now is this full screen view of Metastock with the taskbar at the bottom here, exactly as if you are in your previous Windows XP environment. Okay, let's see how fast this system is. I'll expand the screen and contract it, and you judge it for yourself. Okay, so now you have seen how the scaling of the screen goes. What about drawing some trend lines? Let's have a look. Okay, fast enough? Okay, what about channels? Okay, I'll do a quick one. Okay, fairly acceptable speed. Retracements. Okay, one interesting thing is the symbols. I have had problem with using Wine to run Metastock because somehow the symbols just wouldn't load. So I can click on symbols in this virtualization background, and you can see that you can click on symbols and add it in without any problem. So this is for just one chart. What if you have several charts? Let's have a look. Let's start up the S&P 500 chart and ExxonMobil's chart. Okay, now we have three charts together, and you can see for yourself it's quite fast. The computer can show all three screens very quickly. Let's shrink it, okay, and resize the columns. Okay, you can even move it around. Note that mine is a pretty old and slow system, so your system will probably be way faster and be able to give you a smoother experience. So that's all for the Metastock software. Let's talk a bit about the data service. Okay, for my service, one of those that I use is Hcode software. Hcode downloader can be downloaded from the web. Just do a Google search for Hcode, and you should be able to find the service. Okay, as an example portfolio, I've downloaded two stocks, the S&P 500 index and ExxonMobil. You will note that under the symbols column, these symbols are those that are used for stocks in Yahoo Finance. So if you can find the symbol inside Yahoo Finance, plug it in here and click on the update button. So let's try one for ExxonMobil. When I click on it, a new screen will appear, and the end of day data, the latest end of day data will be updated. In this case, because I've already updated it, no new data is received. On a nightly basis, I should get new data. So that's for my data downloading service and the charting software. Just for completeness, I'll show you how to switch the virtual system off. So go back to your start button and press turn off the computer. When you do that, it's as though you're switching off your Windows XP. And once that is done, you will revert back to your Ubuntu Linux system, and you can start using your other applications. Notice that in this case, the virtualization software says that Windows XP has already been powered off. So all you need to do is to close it. If you think you would like to use Metastock in a Linux environment, you can follow these instructions at this web address. Okay, and this is a reply that I've written to someone who has asked how to use Metastock in a Linux environment. So if you are if you have enough motivation to try it out, I wish you best of luck and happy trading. Goodbye.